For their own well-being, goats need to be shorn every 6 months and crutched every 3 months. Now, crutching refers to the removal of mohair from around the perineum and between the rear legs of the goat, and removal of the hair along the prepuce and between the front legs, as well as the face and around the eyes. If Angora goats were not shorn and crutched, they would get caught up in the natural vegetation and be unable to free themselves. Sticks and thorns may get caught in the hair and cause trauma and irritation to the goat. The perineum can become matted with urine and feces, so attract flies, leading to maggot strike and potential death. Hair growing over the face and eyes would make finding food and water difficult and ultimately lead to starvation. Shearing can be stressful, so Angora goats must be handled slowly, quietly and calmly. Angora goats are creatures of habit, and once they are familiar with a set of facilities or handling procedures, they will be expected to be treated the same way each time. Before goats are handled, they must be allowed to become familiar with their immediate surroundings and time to settle. Kids, even when handled gently and calmly for the first time at shearing, are very vocal by nature and will bleat excessively, even when there is no apparent reason to stress. At their second shearing, when they are more familiar with the handling and shearing process, this vocalization is dramatically reduced. The farmer should be present in the shearing shed during the shearing process to ensure the welfare of the Angora goats under his care. When this is not possible, he must appoint a trained responsible person to oversee the welfare and handling of the goats. Cameras in the shearing shed for monitoring and recording proceedings can be helpful, both for welfare and security reasons, but are not mandatory. Shearing should be done by trained, accredited shearers. Shearers must observe the industry standards as prescribed in the shearing manual. The head of the shearing team must sign the contractor's declaration as per the responsible mohair standard to ensure that the head of the shearing division will take responsibility for their team. Shearing standards operating procedures must be visibly displayed in the shearing shed. Hand shearing by competent and trained hand shearers is permitted when the use of machine shears would otherwise be detrimental to the welfare of the Angora goat due to logistical reasons such as having to transport or herd the goat large distances in order to reach a source of power. Goats should be returned to food and water as soon as possible after the shearing. Facilities must be available to shelter the goats from adverse weather conditions for at least 4 weeks after shearing.